Sanwanani guys, welcome back to yet another video, and we are speaking about the latest episode of the Bala family. Now we know guys that till the previous episode it was still the memorial service. They were preparing for the burial. So this episode is the actual burial service of Utatu Chafta. One thing that we see is that Upelo did not take this final farewell at Utatu Chafta very well. Now throughout the previous episodes, Upelo has been acting strong. We never saw him shed a tear, but this one, guys, on the actual funeral, he could not even finish singing that tribute song or item that they had prepared for the funeral because he was just so emotional. And listen guys, I think it happens with the most of us. The days umlindelo, the memorial service, and the days leading up to the funeral, you feel like you've got this. But on the actual day of the funeral, especially that scene where the casket, guys, where the box is going down, guys, that part, it's as if that's where things kind of click in. Bahai lomtu agasekho, this person is not coming back, and you know everything in your mind just. So I get where Upelo is coming from. And remember, Upelo, out of all of the siblings, he was the only one who called Utatu Chafta Tata. So he regarded Utatu Chafta as his father. They were close. He even speaks about how well Utatu Chafta treated his mother. I mean, he was living with them. So I think, honestly, Utatu Chafta seemed as if he was a good man. Because I think it's one thing for Umamu Chafta, which was Umama V. I think it's one thing for her to speak well of her husband. That is her husband. And you know one thing about us black people, once people pass away, all of a sudden we speak of them as if they saints. So from her, like, I expected her to speak well of him. But for Upelo to speak well of Utatu Chafta like that, guys, I mean, it's not his biological father. Like, there's so many factors that would make him or make it reasonable for Upelo not to speak well of Utatu Chafta. He was staying with them at some point. So I honestly do believe that Utatu Chafta was a good person based off the things that Upelo has been speaking about him. So Upelo did not take that well. And yeah, shame. I kind of felt for him because I feel like, just the way Upelo was saying, that he actually left, he actually lost rather a father. He lost Umzali as well. And then we see a scene at the cemeteries where Umama V is giving her last tribute. So after everyone has left the cemetery, she decides to stay behind and say her last regards with her own words. You'd remember, or what actually happened at the funeral, she did not speak. I mean, that's what we do these days, guys. That umfelokazi, or the person who has really lost, especially when it's a husband-wife type of situation, if the woman or if the wife or the husband feels as if they're not strong enough, they will write their words to their deceased, and then let someone else read the speech for them. So Pinky at the funeral was the one who was reading the speech because maybe Mama V felt as if she didn't have the strength to stand in front of other people and talk. But both out of what Upinki was reading and what Umama V was actually saying, Ematuneni, everything, guys, was just thanksgiving. She was just thanking Utatu Chafta for being a good man to her. And you know that there's something about that made me emotional, you guys, because I just thought of, you know, the generation of men that we have today. But hey, many women go through, yes, granted, she was not with him for a long time. And remember, Utatu Chafta did have another wife before Mama V. And sometimes, guys, people grow. Do you understand what I'm saying? So uzothola ukuthi by the time Umama V got to actually experience Utatu Chafta, he had grown from his experiences. He had learned in life, as opposed to maybe the first wife could have spoken a different thing and said maybe he gave her stress or something like that. But Umama V, she got the good end of the stick. She really experienced this man in a good light. And I just thought, oh God, may that be my portion. May that be me where I speak of, or not only me speaking of a deceased person, but me being spoken of like that and from a genuine place. But this person really treated abantu kakhe type of vibe. So kudos to Tatu Chafta that he treated his wife like a queen. I mean, that's a beautiful thing and something that I believe even his son Ulazola will learn from. But you can see Ulazola is a good guy as well. Then we see another scene of Uloyiso and his wife, and they are having a conversation about Uzwai's child. That Uzwai has a child coming on the way. They don't know the child's name. They don't know the baby mama. All of those things. And then I was thinking to myself, why is Why and Uchen even having this conversation? I didn't get it because I'm like, they saying with Uzwai and his previous wife, when they had a child, that's what Jen says, that they found out 2 months before she actually could give birth that they were actually expecting. So I'm thinking in my head, if Bayazi, if they know that Zwei does things like this, why are they still expectant of him to report izinto ngelife yakhe to them? Do you understand what I'm saying? But then I got it because Olisa does say that Uzwai has been preaching Uti as a family, as siblings, we need to grow in our communication, we need to grow in our relationship and tell one another stuff. So Uloiso is coming from the point of view that you can't be preaching that we need to be close and communicating to one another about our lives, yet something like this so big happens and you don't even communicate, you tell me in passing type of thing. But I'm just like, the thing is, I just think when it comes to siblings, you guys, when it comes to family, and if you really are of the mindset, this is for people who don't believe in cutting off family like me, unless it's an extreme toxic case. Learn characters, learn people's characters and treat them accordingly. So according to me, I would say to Umel, I'm saying Mel, I would say to Uchen and Unoiso that if study Zwai's character, Uzwai is the type of person, he doesn't communicate on my last minute type of vibe. He's like that. Treat him accordingly, meaning that don't ever have an expectation from Uzwai to tell you guys stuff. That way you're going to protect your feelings, because now it looks like Uchen and Unoiso are just butting themselves in like or in Dabazigazwai. It looks like that type of situation of Ningena Pinina type of vibes. Do you understand what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, as siblings, guys, it depends what type of household you guys grew up in. There's other siblings, they are very close. And if one sibling would have to have a child without telling the others, this would be a very big deal. Do you understand what I'm saying? And then there's other siblings where like that's the way of living. So I am saying they knows why it's like that. So to prevent them from getting hurt and prevent their hearts from getting hurt, they should just treat Uzwai kanjalo. If Zwei says he wants a closer relationship where they communicate stuff, let him lead. And he's the one who wants that. Let him lead. If his actions are not backing up his words, then leave it to that type of thing. Because now it's just looking like, especially like Jen Ningenapi type of deal. But then guys, there's when they were talking about the situation, Onoyiso brings up something of he had people calling him and people telling him, saying to him, we apologize about the incident that happened in Cape Town. And he was like, what happened in Cape Town? Only to find out Uzwai put up a video or something like that where he was actually speaking about something that happened between Loiso and Uzwai, and he says something. He says his brother was going out to smoke, and as he was going out to smoke, they basically had a racial type of situation where some white people wanted to, to hit him unnecessarily, that racial type of situation. But there was something that I felt like, Aibo guys, is it me? Is it because I didn't watch season 1, or am I not getting it? On that video, Zwei starts off by saying that my brother was going out to smoke. I'm like, Aibo kantu lokuzana unoyiso uyachaya, guys, he smokes. I don't know that Pelatina sasba abazalwane, they don't smoke. And we know Utunoyiso is umzalwane and is a big deal in the gospel industry. I mean, he sings gospel. So, guys, is this something that was spoken about in season one? Is it public knowledge? Am I the one who just doesn't know? Because I didn't know about it. And I think this is such a crucial point, you guys, because one thing about the Christian community, they are very fussy. So, to hear like a big gospel artist, to hear that he smokes, and his brother says he was going out for a smoke, so it looks like it's his way of living. It's a very big deal because, I mean, it's against the deeds you should be doing, especially when you are a leader like that. You are expected to lead by example. But then when Jen and Uloiso are talking about this, they don't try and debunk any of that. They don't even touch on any of that. They just was talking about Uzwai and they left that matter open like that. So I guess maybe there's nothing to speak about them. Maybe it is true because I feel like Uloiso, he knows how big the Christian community is and how much of a big deal that thing is. So I don't understand. If it was not true, why wouldn't he address it and say, I don't like, and at the same time, why Sugela, his brother, and speak something like that? I don't know, you guys. Tell me, what did you guys think about that? Maybe even when that video came out, people didn't make it a big deal, but I'm like, I actually see it as a big deal in his profession or his line of work. Tell me what you guys thought about that, or is it just me overthinking things? And then we see another scene of Upinki going up to Uzwai, and they want to talk about this whole thing, how at the funeral, phela guys, umfundisi, when the pastor's preaching, he's talking about Umamavi and Utatu Chafta's marriage, of how they got married. So it looks like everyone knew about this marriage between Umamavi and Utatu Chafta except Upinki and Uzwai, or basically her children besides Upelo. And they, Upinki and Uzwai, are basically like, they basically getting the vibes that everyone knew that they were married except them. And they basically want to vusa amangleba, guys. They want to discuss this matter all over again. And I'm like, guys, why are you guys not letting this thing lay to rest? I get it, but I don't get it at the same time. I get it that Umama V might be a bit insensitive because her decisions at the end of the day, even though her children are grown, it does affect her children. But at the end of the day, both Uzwai and Upingi are grown. And there's something about, guys, when you are younger, we judge our parents for a lot of decisions they make. But when you grow up, guys, and you see life and you go through life yourself and you start having kids, you start to have a lot more grace for your parents, and because you sympathize. Now you have your own kids and there's certain things that you can't tell them, or certain things you can't have conversations with them. So there's certain things you start to understand of why they were dead, or not that you really understand them, but you give grace because you now are in a situation where your children can judge you for the decisions that you made, and those decisions that you made, you believed you were making the best decision at the time. So that's why I'm saying I get it and I don't get it, because Upinke and Uzwai, I expect them to give their mother a lot more grace. Now, Utatu Chafta, Agaseko, guys, they still want to push this conversation again. What's the point of it? They say Muti Amanwe, but they need, do they feel like they need healing, and what is it? Or can they be specific about what specifically hurt them about this? Okay, fine, maybe the issue of their mother, not they feel lied to, they feel betrayed. I get that's a valid thing, but can't they then go and have like private sessions with a psychologist or something alone, because they can see about Mama V's not willing to have the conversation. And now that Utatu Chafta engaseko, I don't think Mama V's gonna take that conversation well, you guys. So I don't know, all the best to them, but we'll see. We see another scene again, Upelo having a conversation with his mother, telling her that he wants to move back home because he's uncomfortable with her staying at home alone. And there's just something about that conversation that I'm just not believing. I'm not sounding convinced. I'm just like, I don't know. Upelo, yes, he's explaining why he's not moving back to cause stress or cause problems. and all of that. He just wants to support his mother. And I think that's a beautiful thing. But I'm just like, I don't know, Pelo, if I must believe you. I mean, Upelo is on a road. I feel like he's on a road to recovery. He's trying to rebuild himself. I don't know if euthanasia is the right place to be building himself, considering there's no jobs, considering the environments, all the things that Umama V mentioned. So I don't know if that might be the good place for him to be, but maybe, I don't know. I don't know. Maybe he should get advice from his brothers, but yes, he's old enough to make his own decisions. But I think Umama V as well, she's nervous about it. You can see it on her face, but worry about Upelo's decision. But at the end of the day, maybe she just wants to support her son in him trying to support him. So that's the recap of this latest episode, guys. I just want to say, you see this reality show of the Bala family. It is such a good reality show because there's no unnecessary drama people are trying to create. You can see these people are not trying to act for a camera. These are real family issues that people rarely go through. And I appreciate it so much. Another thing we're going to see come up in the next episodes, we see Ulazola speaking to one of his cousins or his family members about the issue of the father, where his father lived. Remember, the father decided to go and live with Umama V. Now, Emakoseni and a lot of black cultures in South Africa, it is not a good thing when a man gets married to go and stay by the wife's home, because it seems like ilihlazo, like it's kind of like a disgrace. But it looks like Utatu Chafta's family, it's something that they're talking about. But my issue is like, why like, why do they want to talk about this issue now? But when Utatu Chafta was alive, maybe they did speak about it, but they were not loud. Now they want to be loud about it now that engaseko. Hi guys, I says like, what is the point? Like, you're gonna discuss it, they're gonna discuss it, agaseko, then what? Then what? I don't get it. Or maybe it has to do something that they have to do, or bigger into the ancestors. I don't know. Maybe if you get it, guys, explain it to me of what is the essence and the purpose of revisiting the issue of Utatu Chafta was staying by his wife's home. Anyway, guys, tell me what you thought about this episode. Please do make sure you like the video. Please do subscribe. It is absolutely for free of charge, and I'll see you guys in the next one.